You're watching Sun TV, broadcasting to the world from studios in Providenciales, in the beautiful by nature Turks and Caicos Islands. Sun TV, your source for real news as it happens.
Attorney General Hugh Shepeard faces a boycott by cabinet. Carl Gardner sentenced to 6 years for stealing $130,000 from Butterfield Gold. House of Assembly to write off staff advances totaling $2 million. And a special committee is being formed to make changes to the 2011 Turks and Caicos Islands Constitution. These are the headlines. I am Toddleen Zefferlin, and I am happy you could join us for this edition of Sun TV News. The pressure continues to mount on Attorney General Hugh Shepeard, whose recent reappointment for another 3 years met a strong criticism from the government, the opposition, and a wide cross-section of the Turks and Caicos Islands public. Reliable sources told Sun TV that when the AG returns from leave over the next few days and attends cabinet next 2 weeks, government ministers may walk out on him. According to sources, this action is being taken to send a strong message to the British government that the TCI government is serious about not working with Attorney General Hugh Shepeard. Premier Honorable Dr. Rufus Ewing is on record as saying that he wants Shepeard recalled and that he has no confidence in him. Added to that, Minister of Finance Honorable Washington Mizik has also taken a strong position against the AG and has even called on the public to join in an effort to have him removed from office. Here's what the Minister of Finance had to say.
On the issue of the Attorney General, this is one thing the public needs to rally around the government about, because the Attorney General is equivalent to the lawyer of a private person. The Attorney General is the lawyer of the Turks and Caicos Islands government, and we are his clients, right? And a client should have the ability to fire their lawyer. It boils down to that. So how are you making decisions on my behalf? I am your client. You are making decisions on my behalf without my instructions. And there are a number of incidences, and this Attorney General through the instructions by instructing Edward Wildman and taking other action is costing this government money. Right now, the Edward Wildman budget or the civil recovery budget for 2013-14 is $5 million, and they've already over $3.5 million, and we're only 4 months into the year. And I've made it very clear that over my dead body, I am not going to be going into the House and asking for any money for civil recovery, or for that matter, SIPT. The governor would have to do that on his own, right? And we are making every effort to hold them accountable. I have asked for every single expense from the inception so that we can go through line by line to see exactly what this country is paying for. So I believe in some ways maybe we're being too quiet. But there's a lot of work going on behind this thing, and I want to appeal to the public on this issue of the Attorney General, because by virtue of the fact that he's the government's lawyers, he's also the general public's lawyer, and he's not doing a good job. And the public have an interest in making sure that he goes. So I'm appealing to the public, if you have to even go and write a petition, to write it and send it. We'll take it to the legislature, we'll take the petition to the legislature, and then we'll move its way to the Secretary of State if possible. We have to have the ability to have a say in who represents this country as the chief legal advisor of the country.
Carl Gardner, a security guard employed at Butterfield Gold Group of Companies, has been sentenced to 6 years in prison by Supreme Court Judge Justice June Joyner after he was found guilty of stealing $130,000, which he was trusted to take to the bank on behalf of that company. Gardner was found guilty and sentenced on Tuesday, September 17, for stealing the cash between November 19, 2009 and December 27, 2009. The cash was mainly from the Shell gas station for which the Butterfield Gold group of companies has the local franchise. The trial lasted for 9 days. The court was told that 48 bags of cash that Gardner was given on different dates in December 2009 to deposit at the bank never reached those accounts. In addition, court documents revealed that money bags that Gardner was supposed to drop off at the bank on behalf of Butterfield Gold on 13th occasion in November 2009 reached those accounts the following month. Prosecutor Clement Joseph told the court and appeared that the monies Gardner stole from the companies in December, which amounted to about $109,000, was used to replace what he stole from November deposits, which was about $33,000. Joseph said that the money the company gave to Gardner to drop off at the bank in November should have showed up on the accounts the following day. He said the cash that was supposed to deposit between November 19 and November 30th began to show up on the accounts between December 2nd and 12th. When the House of Assembly meets on Thursday, September 19th, there will be a resolution seeking approval to write off account balances for civil servant staff advances totaling $2.5 million and impaired bank balances totaling $2.4 million, which relate to accounts that were not properly accounted for in previous financial years. According to a resolution, the Public Finance Management Ordinance 2012 provides that the Minister of Finance may, if so authorized by the House of Assembly and to extent specified in the resolution, abandon and remit any claims by or on behalf of the government and write off losses in public monies or public resources. Sun TV and our sister company Sun newspaper will keep you posted on this developing story after it is debated in the House of Assembly. Ever since the Turks and Caicos Islands was returned to the self-rule with the November 2012 general elections, there have been serious complaints and concern about the 2011 Constitution. Both the government and the opposition have expressed the views that the current Constitution is not appropriate for the Turks and Caicos Islands at this stage of its development and that it needs to be modernized. Now, in a rather significant move to overhaul the Constitution, a resolution is before the House of Assembly to establish and appoint a select committee of not more than 7 of its members to be called the Constitutional Committee. This select committee shall have the power and authority to add such other persons from inside or outside the House of Assembly to assist in its work as it deems appropriate. The resolution also stated that His Honor, the Speaker Robert Hall, shall appoint a person from the staff of the House of Assembly to be secretary to the Select Committee. The Select Committee will review the working of the 2011 Constitution and the appropriateness of its component section and reports its findings and recommendations, whether they reform or otherwise the House of Assembly within 6 months of its being formed. Well, that's our Sun TV News Brief for today. Join us again next time when we bring you real news as it happens directly to your computer, mobile device, or smartphone. If you know anyone living overseas who wants to keep up with what is happening in the Turks and Caicos Islands, get them to email us at sun@suntci.com so we can add them to our mailing list to get Sun TV News. Thanks for watching. I'm Tadleen Zarflin.
Thank you.